Welcome back to City Skylines 2 and to White Pine County. My name is Caesar. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today, we're going to do something a little bit different than what we've been doing the past couple of episodes. We're going to pay a little bit of attention to Brookfield over here. And the biggest reason is, well, everybody's dying. And the reason was, well, I kind of removed it already, but we had a small clinic here that was servicing this entire area, and it was just overfilling, and there wasn't enough ambulances. And regardless of the upgrades that I would put on that, it wasn't enough to take care of the need, I guess, that's there. So I want to build a hospital. We have $8 million, which is fantastic. But finding a place to put it is kind of one of the things that I got to focus on, right? And I'm thinking up on the hill facing into the city, I think would be pretty unique, and I think it'd look cool. Simply it looking cool is enough of a reason for me to do it, if I'm being honest. Let's go ahead and reorient this building here to make sure it's facing the right way before it destroys itself here. There we go. Just like that should be fine. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna start off with a simple zone, not zoning, some terrain work. And right here, it kind of flattens out on its own. So if we can work a bit of a ramp going up here, what we can do with this is now measure out what that grade is going to be. Obviously, if it's too steep, we can't really do it, right? But if it's not too steep, we should be able to connect this up no problem and have a nice connection just heading straight up here. But what is this? That grade is 6%. That's a little steep for my liking, if I'm being honest. So what I'm gonna do a little bit more terrain work to fix this a little bit, right? And honestly, this snow is making it very hard to see what I'm doing. So we're gonna go into our dev tools here and override the weather real quick. We're gonna go ahead and find, so this is where we had it originally. We're gonna bring it down to say about here. So it's a little bit lower of a space. And then what we'll do is we'll get our slope tool once again, and then we'll slope to the slower height, which I did that completely wrong. What I need to do is push it back a little bit. So I need the hospital, for example, to be back here. And the way we'll do that is by doing something like this. Not gonna do it, is it? No. There we go. That might be a little bit better. Should be at least less steep, which should, I think, accomplish what we need to do here. And while I'm placing this road, if you would please consider subscribing and hitting the like button, and leave a comment down below. Helps out a ton, and I'd appreciate it very, very much. There we go. Okay, so now we have a road going up here, obviously. But now we got to figure out placement for our hospital so it actually kind of makes sense a little bit. So we're going to go back into our terrain tools, and we're going to look at where this flat area is, which is right here. We're going to grab this height, and then we're going to level out a bunch of land here, which obviously is going to look horrible at first, but it'll look better once we finish. Hopefully, anyway. It might just end up looking horrible, which is a pretty big possibility, if I'm being honest. But we'll find out. Not too worried about it. Something like this should be fine. And then what we're going to do, we're going to slow down time, first of all. We're going to place our hospital up here. And where do the roads go? Road goes on the other side. We're going to flip the building this way, so it faces down towards the city. We'll place that down. And I don't see any terrain issues here, at least with height or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. And then we obviously have this to fix, right? So the way we'll do this is same thing. We'll get the height of the hospital, and then we'll just slope up to it. Slope up everything here, and that'll be fine. I think we just kind of messed up this area back here, though. So let's fix that up a little bit. Then we can go ahead and grab our road tool, and we're going to just draw a road right here in front. And then we're going to go ahead and do one more click there. Not going to do what I wanted it to do. Hold on. We'll click here. It's not going to do it either. Okay, we'll get our straight road tool. We'll go all the way to there. And then we'll get our complex road tool. So we have 3 clicks. So we got first click, second click, and then now we got our third click. It's kind of how I wanted it. The angle's kind of weird, but I'm okay with this. And the reason I have it at this weird angle, we'll leave it because I want to prioritize this movement here, because this is where the ambulances are going to go. So this thing should now, in theory, we already have 5 ambulances dispatched, which is really fantastic because we definitely have a need. I'm going to speed up time here and make sure we're still making money. Our economy didn't get completely destroyed by doing that. We also have reliable healthcare coverage for the first time ever in our city, which is really fantastic. Now we have 30 ambulances being dispatched to our city because of how many sick people we have and just not enough healthcare coverage. So now that we have this going, our ambulances will head out all into these areas and take care of every one of these logos. So if we let the game run here, it should take care of itself here. I want to look at some of the upgrades that this thing has. What does this have? Equipment facilities to increase the chances a patient can recover. Yeah, it would be nice. We'll get the helipad because it's fairly cheap. I mean, it said it was $17,000, but you never know how much it's going to cost in total, right? It's kind of one of those things where you got to see like your staff costs, because your wages cost is the real expensive stuff now in this game. All right, special treatment helps citizens service area remain healthier. Oh, this might be worth it. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to place everything down and see if we can afford it all. It looks like we can. We haven't suffered too crazily here. It looks like all of our healthcare stuff is getting taken care of, which is really fantastic. Yeah, we have 29 out of 31 ambulances. Yeah, look at this. You could already see the amount of ambulances that are that are coming into this hospital and just leaving immediately for more patients is insane. Our helicopter lands, and I'm pretty sure it's going to take off again. Yeah, there it goes immediately. Where's that helicopter even going? I'm pretty sure it just flew through the buildings, but we're not going to question it. But you can already see all the little ambulances disappearing from the buildings here, which means we're moving in the right direction, and hopefully that'll get situated very, very soon. And I feel like healthier people will kind of, you know, they're more valuable to society, I guess, without sounding horrible. Crematorium availability is pretty low too. Where do we have our crematorium? I know we have a crematorium here. Here it is, right here. I think right there works. And then since we're low on processing, we're gonna grab the incinerary, the incinerary, the additional incinerator. That's what I meant to say. And oh wow, I should fix this real quick too. We do have, yeah, pretty much all of our hearses are being used. Oh, it's just 4. That's not too bad. Look at that. All of our ambulances are gone, which means our healthcare probably just went up significantly, which would be good. Our average health is 65%. When I opened the save today, it was like at 45%. So this definitely helped a lot. I really like how this hospital looks up here. Let's go ahead and flatten this area out. There we have it. Just the way we do with everything else. And then we're going to grab our soften terrain tool and just soften this area up nicely. There we go. Make it look like a nice hill instead of a giant cliff. And that it just feels a lot better and it looks a lot better. And it is a lot better. I think that's all I'm going to do with it, if I'm being honest. Not much more than that. There's no reason to. Maybe a connection up here or something, but I don't even think that's necessary. And it also keeps this hospital away from city here, which I think is going to be good for traffic. Because instead of ambulances unloading onto busy city streets, it's just going to unload onto this hillside road. And then they can kind of find their ways. They'll have 3 different ways to go, and I think that'll be good for traffic. I already got a warning from people in chat from the comment section, warning me about too many trees. Having over 1 million trees causes frame issues. And the amount of trees that I've put down lately is probably a significant amount. I think we're nearing over a few million trees. So I'm going to start placing less and less as we go, but we'll still use them for detailing. And if we need to, we'll just start removing some trees from different areas that we're not using and things like that. And then we'll purposefully put trees down. And I think that'll be a better way to do it. Now, last episode, I know we put down this train system, and I personally think it's working pretty well. We've been getting to like 50 passengers waiting here and stuff like that. I think our bus service connecting these 2 areas has been very beneficial, but I still think it's kind of low on traffic. And I think a way we can mediate that is by, well, increasing our density a little bit. And like I always said, keeping it on this side of the highway with density, well, I guess the low density, I'd be okay with. So that's what we're going to do a little bit of. We're going to expand this area just by increasing how many homes we have here. And I think it'll be a good way to increase how many passengers, I guess, we have going through here, right? And I think that'll be very good. Now with this, we are definitely going to have a higher density here, and hopefully this will boost up how much traffic is coming to this train station. It's definitely not going to increase it by much because this is all just low density stuff. And we're going to avoid high density stuff. Like over here, we have like 2 apartment buildings and that's it for the area. And I don't want to go dense over here. I want to keep everything just like low residential housing. I think it'll just be the best way to do that. I do like how everything's getting upgraded already. I think that looks pretty cool. I also want to move in our city services into town. So I feel like it makes more sense, especially now that we have a bit of a built up area. I think having our city services in here and then them serving the entire area, I think kind of makes more sense. Death care should be taken care of because we have a cemetery right here. But I think it's just the drive. There's no shortcut from here to here. They have to go all the way around, get on the road, and then come over here. But it shouldn't be too long. I don't think anyway. Do we have any hearses coming up? Yeah, we have a hearse right here. We have a hearse right here. And that's taken care of like that. Okay. So it's a slightly bit of a wait, but I don't think it's too bad. I don't think it's enough to make people like move out and stuff like that. We want to just leave it alone. Now, where can we squeeze in our city services? Because I want to have a little bit of an area for city services. Kind of central, right? And I think over here kind of works only because it's close to the highway connection here. It's not going to be too far of a travel time to get on the highway and go somewhere quickly, but it's also near the bigger dense area. And I think that kind of makes more sense. One thing I wanted to get in last time, but we couldn't because of lack of space, was our welfare office. Because we don't have one that serves this area. Having this building definitely helps the city significantly, because I'm pretty sure it helps. Yeah, see, it helps less fortunate. And I think that's a good thing to have. We definitely want to support our lower income earners in our city, because at least reduce the effects of income inequality. Because that's just a thing of reality. Just, you know, some people make more than others, and it's part of a capitalistic society, right? But if the government, at least in City Skylines, I'm not going to get political or anything like that, but a government should take care of those that can't take care of themselves, at least to an extent. At least don't hinder people from taking care of themselves. You know what I mean? But that's kind of where I'm going with that. So setting the example, we're going to take care of our citizens to an extent by providing them at least support, like this asset does, for providing support to our lower income earners. And I think that'll just be a good thing for the city overall. I want to make some changes here though before we do this. And if you saw it, maybe you already know what I'm talking about. Okay. Obviously those bridges were bad, but no, not the bridges. We're gonna go ahead and grab these nodes and pull them in. Just like that, but I want this parking lot to at least feel like it belongs there. We need to upgrade this road though, so that's one thing we gotta do. We're gonna go ahead and upgrade this road just like that. And then we're gonna move it around here so I still not disturb a bunch of stuff, because right now it's like all over the place. We're gonna use our marquee tool. We'll go like that, and then we'll just move it. Oh, does that not work? Okay. Pull that up to about there, and then we're just gonna grab. Oh, can we let go of that, please? I'm gonna pull that back in. Grab our single tool. Can we unclick everything? There we go. I have too many locked in. There we go. That works now. Line this up a bit better. Maybe something like that will be fine. Get rid of these random trees. That works a little bit better. That'll be all right. Now we can go ahead and use move it to bring this building back in. Move it. We'll go to the single mode and then just pull it in and make those connections there as needed, and that works fine. Now we can use our pedestrian paths to finish up these connections. There's pedestrian connections out here on either side. I think we'll just get those connections connected so they kind of make sense a little bit. What's going on here? We have some weird bridges going on. I don't like that. I think it's the land that the building is sitting on is kind of all over the place right now, and it's causing bridges to develop. So we're gonna go ahead and do something like this for now. Very, very excessive, I know, but we'll use it for now just to get some flat roads going. I don't understand why this bridge is up like this. Like, why is this doing this? Does anyone actually know why this does this, by the way? Like, regardless of what I do here, there's always a bridge in front of these buildings, and I don't understand why. All right, now I can go to move it, grab this corner, connect it up to the building there how it's supposed to, and that kind of works out. Already seeing traffic in this area, which is kind of cool. But it's definitely not everything we need here. I also realized that this is like not even lined up. It's a small elementary school. No expansions, nothing like that, just the school. This thing already has 400 students in it. That's how bad our education system is, by the way. We have 16,000 eligible kids for elementary school, and we only have 4,000 in classes. And I know that's horrible, right? But like, we have so many schools, and I don't understand the balance of this game between students and schools, and it's just insane to me. Like, we have a massive campus here, and this thing has been full since we put it down. There's 1,500 students in there. So I'm kind of always confused as to what I'm supposed to do with that, right? And then I go look at urban elementary school. Sure, we could put one of, let's put one of these down, right? Let's take off anarchy so we can see what it's actually going to destroy. Sure. We'll destroy these corner buildings here, okay? We'll face it this way, and we'll destroy whatever's there, and it'll rebuild itself, right? Extension floors, and we can even do the courtyard playground thing, right? I'm gonna speed the game up for like maybe 20 seconds, right? And when we click on it, even right now, you're gonna see that this thing's already filling up. There's already 1,000 kids in this school, 1,200 kids, and it's just like the ratio. They need to up the capacity for these schools, or change how education works, because it feels like there's just such a insane demand for elementary schools all the time, and you just can't beat it. High schools, what we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 high schools, and it's covering 4 high schools, and it's covering everything. We have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 or 7 elementary schools, and it's just not enough. And I get it, you know, kids have to go through elementary school to get to high school and things like that, but it just feels like it's a never-ending thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe if you guys see something, let me know. There's always that chance that I'm doing something wrong, and I'm always okay with the criticism, so let me know if I'm doing something wrong with that. I also want to do something a little bit different with our trains. I want to add a second route, which is one of the external connections, because there's no reason not to. Is it here? Where was that other connection to outside of the city? Over here. So we can do something. We're using the secondary track, right? What if we have 2 trains on that secondary track? And then just put this connection out here and back into here. And that's it. So that way we're offering another connection outside of the city, right? And I feel like that's good. Right? I don't know. I could be wrong. We also have more passengers on our actual train line too, which is really nice. Passengers waiting over here, we have 53. Over here, we're gonna have what? 33? That's not bad. We're actually getting yeah, there's 50 people on this train now. Before we were getting like 8 people, and now it's a bit higher. So I think that kind of works a little bit nicer. At least I think so anyway. I also want to connect this elementary school kind of to this like grid. Not grid, this platform, I guess, that we built for the other buildings. I feel like it would look nice. But then I would just have a giant concrete slab, which wouldn't really look nice at all, so maybe we won't do that. I don't know. Thinking of what else we could do for this area. If you have any ideas, let me know, because I really don't know. Maybe... And obviously we got to do the rest of the cool stuff that we do on the outside of here. We got to get our path connection and things like that going, but... Other than that, I don't really know what to do out here. I think that looks great. Our money's also coming back up, which is really good, because we spent like $4 million or $3 million earlier. It's definitely nice that this is coming up. Yeah, there's always a demand for residential buildings, but I don't really want to provide more. You know, like, I don't just want to build a bunch of houses because people are demanding it. I want to have a reason to build them, because I could just build like 900 mega mansions in this area and be like, cool, we can justify it because there's a demand. But I feel like if there's no real, I guess, need for it, it doesn't really make sense to me, you know? Maybe I'm just overthinking it for no reason. I should just build them, but I have no idea. I'm also hesitant to extend this like higher density area because traffic is going to become a nightmare in this area if we do that right now. I got to figure out more ways to deal with traffic, and I think one way is going to be with subways. But I definitely don't want to dive into subways now because we're kind of so far into whatever we just did today so far. I don't want to. I definitely don't want to do that today. It's actually being used now. I wish you could check how many people are using this stuff, right? Because City Skylines 1, you could see how many people were on this thing, but I feel like nobody's using this stuff. It's also a very odd area for it, so I guess I can't blame people. It'd also be nice to start getting some of these like some of these different things. Like this medieval castle would be really cool to have. Yeah, just build it in our industry zone. Can you imagine the amount of screaming I would hear? Where would it make sense? Like up on a hill, maybe, and then draw like one road coming to it. That could be pretty neat, wouldn't it? Couldn't it? Shouldn't it? Maybe not. I don't know. I'm just thinking now about what I want to do with the city, but I think we're making a lot of cool progress, and I'm glad that I've spent a few days going through this over and over and over and over just to make changes. Like this area here looks a lot better since yesterday's video. This looks a lot better already, you know, because it feels more planned out and less kind of just thrown in. And then I like how spread out all this area is, and it keeps that kind of low, that low pop feel. And that's kind of what I wanted to go with that. Oh, we should really look into like coal mining. I think we have coal mining over here. We should look at some ore mining and then some oil drilling, and I feel like that would be a cool project to work on too. But I don't really know what I would do with it, if I'm being honest, besides dropping down to the building and calling it a day. But who knows? I'm sure one day we'll figure it out. But that day's not today, so until next time, thank you so much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the video. I had a great time with today's video. I'm still kind of sick, so you can probably still hear it, and I'm still sniffling all the time, so hopefully that goes away pretty soon. But until then, have a fantastic day, and as always, Bye bye.